What is going on, everybody? This is Jack with the Trading Tribe. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I have a bunch of cool tips and tricks on how to best use Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade's free trading platform and is the way I typically trade on a day-to-day basis. And I even have some investing accounts with Thinkorswim as well. So Thinkorswim is known for their really good charts. It's been a broker and a platform that's been around almost the longest in the industry as well. So it's kind of a tried and tested charting platform. And it's just my favorite across the board because it offers futures, stocks, options, crypto within the futures market. So it just gives a lot of different options, especially if you want to have the flexibility to trade kind of the instruments you want to. So today I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks on just how to get the most out of the Thinkorswim platform. There are a few hidden kind of features and settings that you should just be aware of as a trader. And the first of which is actually nested in the login screen. So once you bring up Thinkorswim on your desktop, you will see a little login panel. So when this comes up, this window will just prompt you for your login. And then whether you're live trading or paper trading, we'll make another video on that in the future. But if we do choose live trading here, before logging in, you will want to choose this settings icon. And this allows you to basically adjust the settings behind the scenes. So you obviously have these first three, which is just kind of cosmetic, right? The language, the theme, and then the text size. So if you have bad vision or you want everything a little bit bigger, maybe you can adjust these first three. But for us, I'm really going to be talking about this kind of last setting because it's really important to note that this does take quite a bit of computing power just because Thinkorswim is a pretty advanced system and trading has a lot of data coming in and out. So you will want this ramped up. I believe when you first download Thinkorswim, it's on the 1536, which is basically saying to your computer to not use as much memory as is needed. So for things like data feeds and other kind of fast moving targets in the trading world, you will want your memory buffed up a little bit. So I recommend this middle setting because it's not kind of overloading your computer, but it's not the bare minimum. So you're kind of upgrading the memory essentially for your trading platform. Once you do this change, you can click save. I've already done this, so I'll just click cancel. And then the rest of the tips of settings are in the actual platform itself. So we can load in. And then I can bring over the main screen. So when you log in every day, this is what you're going to see when you go over to your charting platform. Don't worry, I have these four kind of on here because of my swing trading, but really the bulk of what we want to talk through today of the settings are in this little settings icon. So up at the top right, you can go into your settings, and then you can go to your application settings. And these are the other things you can kind of tweak for Thinkorswim. And once you pull up this has a lot of stuff in here. So if we go to notifications, you can control what pings you on the platform, order defaults, right? When you're actually trading certain instruments, what are the defaults for things like orders and order types and stuff like that, which is awesome. Everything for today, though, will be in this general section. And then we will want to go all the way down to system. So this is a really, really big one for Thinkorswim. And this is something I definitely recommend. And it is this real-time quoting speed. So this is really, really common for charting platforms to start you off on delayed data. This is obviously easier for Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade because they don't have to give you data as quickly. But from a trading standpoint, right, this is a huge disadvantage because we're getting a delayed set of data. We're not getting the real data. So if you're trading in a day-to-day instance, you're really going to want the most accurate and up-to-date information. So in order to do this, you will have to click real time and then apply. So a little bit counterintuitive, but the platform I believe starts at moderate. So it's not a huge noticeable change, but we will want this flagged as real time so that everything we see is in fact real time. And then last but not least is actually saving your formats. This is something that can be really cool. A lot of platforms offer this nowadays, but in the past, when you built the chart out and you put your indicators and everything on your charts, sometimes you had to redo that if anything ever got messed up on the platform. But now everything is savable. So in our case, right, if we wanted to save this in Thinkorswim, so whether it be the studies, whether it be the drawings or the patterns, we can always save. So in our case, let's just pretend this Netflix chart has all of the settings we want on a day-to-day basis so that if anything ever changes or we switch computers, we don't want to redo all of this work we did to set this chart up. In our case, right, we can go to studies and we can go to save study, which would basically let us save our workstation. So in our case, I've already done this, and that's why the load study has this option. But this is another huge setting that I recommend at least setting up one time, just at the very beginning after setting up your platform, so that no matter what happens with your application, you always essentially have a starting point where you can just click on load workstation. And basically, even if this format was lost, it would basically populate up into the computer so that you don't have to do extra work. You can also maintain this. So if you have like a swing trading template for your indicators, a day trading template for your indicators, and you have kind of differing indicators, you can have two different study sets if you want to. But this is another really helpful setting that's helped me just be a little bit more efficient when trading. Thank you guys so much, and tune in next time.